Hello people and welcome back to the life and times of Jose Decastro. Well, it seems like he's poking his nose to another person's business where he can try and thrift some cash and some notoriety out of it. Well, let's see what he has to say for himself. Now, I've seen the video and basically the cop was a very small woman and a big 6 foot, I'd say 6'1", 6'2" fella comes up to her in the middle of the night in an abandoned parking lot. Yes, she pulled her gun and she had every right to. With the state of things are in America at the minute, I don't blame her. Now, this guy carries on with her and carries on with her. Now, I can't help but feel that it would be a different story if The Rock was the one to get out of the police car. He'd be nice as pie. But he didn't follow any orders, he was getting lippy with her, and he got arrested for it. But as always, Chillie finds a way to twist the narrative. So, without further ado, let's see what he has to say for himself.
Yo, what's going on out there in the land of YouTube? What's up, YouTubies? YouTubing. How's everybody doing today? What's going on? V Boyer, I'm high as giraffe balls, is also in the room here today. Good to see everybody. Do me a favor, hit the like button, whether you're watching right now, next week, next month, or next year. It just takes you 2 seconds to hit the like button, if you would, pretty please, with cherries and sugar on top. Hit the like button, and then give me a roll call. Can I get OTVO? Can you guys put that in the chat real quick? Let me turn the chat on so I can see who's in live chat. All messages are visible. What is going on? What is going on? What's going on? How's everybody doing today? OTVO. So, couple things I want to cover for some housekeeping. I want to talk a little bit about Ironton, Ohio. OTVO, overturned Terry versus Ohio. So I want to talk about a couple things. I got news today that the DUI that Sam Cramblett got in Ironton, Ohio was dismissed. So if you're a politician or a cop, well then your case is dismissed. Unbelievable. Ironton, Ohio, I am so sorry for the corruption you guys live in. I am so sorry. I wish I was Superman. I really do. I wish I was Superman and I'm so sorry. Alan, good to see everybody. Hit the like button.
Now, has anybody else noticed? Chillie will start a sentence on a subject, and then 3 or 4 words in, you can't think of anything else to say. So basically, he changes to either engage in the chat or saying something completely fucking random. Sorry, Ironton, but unfortunately, Chillie's grifted from you. He's got what he can out of you, and that's the end of the story. He's not sorry he couldn't fucking help. He's sorry he couldn't extract any more cash out of you. That's basically the gist of it, because this man is a total piece of shit.
There's at least 50 people in here who are supporters. I saw the names go by. Hit the like button. It'll just take you a second. Good to see you, Todd. How are you, buddy? Good to see you. Good to see everybody. Ohio! What's going on, Ohio? So let me check something real quick. You guys should be able to hear me better. You guys should be able to hear me better now. I turned off the Bluetooth. You should be able to hear me better. SWE Shock Professor. Just going to read a few names here while I have the chat on, because I'm actually going to give a call right now. Eric, good to see you, brother. Bronco Nation in the house. Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. I'm happy to be back here, and I have this because I'm doing this live right now because I want to find out who that cop is. Who is that cop in Red Bank, Tennessee? Who is that cop? Did you guys all see the video today of Tommy Weber being unlawfully detained, put in torture cuffs because the female cop on the scene flipped out, lost her ish, and grabbed him because he corrected her, he redressed her, he said to her, you know, you pulling your gun on me was uncalled for, and so then she pulls her gun and put it in his face again.
Now you see, Chillie's a fucking moron, because he's watched the arrest video and then substituted the memory that he had, because he's got selective memory recall disorder, where he'll watch something and basically he'll fill it in with his own reality. Fucking hell. Poppies, rainbows and unicorns. That's what floats about in between his ears. Anyway, what he hasn't told you is that the female officer was by herself in a, what I understand is a semi-remote place, and the guy comes up to her. Now we don't see what happened before obviously the camera started, so he could have been aggressive with her to start with. Obviously he's got his girlfriend filming or whatever, and the woman police officer feels unsafe. He starts getting Lowry and in her face, not following orders, putting his hands on the bonnet of the car. He starts arguing with her. Now, like I said earlier, I don't blame her for drawing a gun when he's not doing his told, because he could be a murdering psychopath for all she knows, and she's taking precautions. So a little inconvenience is not that much of a bigger deal, as long as it doesn't go further than that. But no, Chillie, as usual, wants to blow it up as some sort of Gestapo that are trying to strip this gentleman of his rights. I mean, what do you think? Let me know in the comments below.
And just so you know, without the camera there, it would have been another report that just went down that it's justified. You know, he walked up on me. He walked up on my car. No, he did not. You lying, filthy pig. You lying, filthy pig. So I'm just gonna, has everybody seen it? Can someone drop the link in the chat? If anybody, if one of the mods, I can't see the names right now. I only saw a couple names go through. Good to see you guys. Liberty, it's nice to see you. If everybody could please, let me make sure you don't hide Liberty unless we know Liberty was actually trolling. If you would unhide Liberty. I don't know if Liberty was trolling. I didn't get to see the comment. I just saw the blockage. So, you know, I don't want to block you folks, man. I want people to be able to have a difference of opinion with me, but I don't want the personal insults and the stupid names. So I just want to talk about this. So Tommy Weber, we can't get the name. Tennessee Accountability is in the room. Good to see you, Tennessee Accountability. Maybe Tennessee Accountability can head over there. He's not far, or she's not far from... She's not far from... Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't keep up with the chat. But what I can do real quick here, I'm just going to give a call over here. Nice. Nice. Okay, then I got it correct. What's the number? Okay. I'm going to pull this up right here, right now. I'm calling Tommy right now. I'm calling.
I mean, look at this moron's fucking face. He goes around slating other people for doing this and doing that wrong, yet he's driving a fucking 2-ton piece of steel at over 50 miles an hour. I'm not looking where he's fucking going. Fuck me, what a plant pot. What a fucking knob end. No regard for anybody else's fucking existence apart from his fucking tiny little fucking self. Wake the fuck up, Chillie, right? Because one of these days you're going to plough straight into the back of somebody or fucking cause an accident. I tell you what, to fucking teach you a lesson, I hope it's just you and doesn't involve anybody else, and you don't end up ruining anybody else's fucking life because of your shitty fucking wannabe attitude.
On Tommy right this second. So this is Tommy Weber I'm calling. Someone post the video that I put this morning. If you would please, put the video that I posted this morning and put that in the chat if you guys would please. Tommy, good evening. How are you, sir?
Good.
I'm all right. I'm all right. I got you live here. There's some people in the room here. So if you guys would please grab that video from earlier that I posted this morning that was a Terry stop gone bad and post that link in the chat. I want everybody to watch this video of Tommy. They unlawfully detained him. So Tommy, how you doing? Say hello to everybody.
I'm good. How you guys doing? Hey, I got Tanya calling me in. You want me to bring her in?
We can loop her in a second. Can I just talk to you for a couple seconds? And
Yeah.
she's probably watching.
Absolutely.
She's probably.
Absolutely.
So Tommy, now help me out here. I just.
You grifting bastard. Well, it's not told you, so I just tried going back on the chat. And I clicked on the link. And that link that they gave takes to Vimeo. And it says sign up blah, blah, to pay this person, showing Decastro. So he's already trying to grift by making you fucking donate to watch this video, by the looks of it. I'm not sure how Vimeo works, but the page did say, you know, get Vimeo, sign in to pay, you know, this creator. That link does that. Now he's obviously told his moderators to put that link. So he's fucking grifting already, just as he's phoned. What a fucking manipulative fucking piece of shit you are. You smegging little... Oh, sometimes.
I want to walk through it because I showed your video this morning, and so you're walking when you're walking into a church parking lot. Is that right? You're going to get your trailer. Is that right?
No, so Tanya lives 3 doors up from there. I had a load that was taking me to Texas. We called the pastor of that church earlier that day. Tanya was riding with me, and we asked him if I could park my truck there. He said, yeah, absolutely. So when we got there, it was about midnight. I pulled into the parking lot, and I dropped my trailer. Well, as I'm pulling away from dropping my trailer, unhooking my trailer. Any of you guys don't know what that is. So I was unhooking my trailer. As I was pulling away, I noticed the officer pulling in. Well, I'm parked on private property, so at the end of the day, it's none of her business what I'm doing. She wasn't calling to come in or none of that. But I went ahead and I drove the 3 doors up. I parked in the driveway. And I was in the truck, and I said, I'm going to go down here and talk to this story about it. Took about 20 steps. I thought, you know what, you better come with me. So I walked down.
So Tommy, wait. So you saw the cop, and you were going over to interact with the cop? You were voluntarily walking over to talk?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. She actually seen me physically pulling away from my trailer. She could see me parking my truck. It's just 3 doors up. You can very clearly see that I parked my truck and that I was walking back down to see her. I was doing it as a courtesy so that she wasn't wasting her time. So I try to be that productive citizen, you know what I mean? I try to be that good, honest tax, blah, all of that.
Yeah, as Irish Demon would say, I smell bullshit. That was a bad Irish accent. Like Irish Demon would say, I call it bullshit. Slightly better. I'm still suffering from a cold. Right. Notice the guy started saying something and then Chillie stepped in to lead what he was saying and emphasise on the bad bits. Now we only have this guy's word of what happened before what I saw on YouTube from what I could see. happened. And why don't I believe him? I wonder why. What I suggest you do is you go look and find the video of yourself. It is on YouTube. Or you can pay Chillie to go watch it on Vimeo. Oh. Well, from what I can see, he starts off where he's actually approached the police officer. So this part beforehand is he said, she said, and nothing more than that. I'm more inclined to believe the officer. Like he's explained, it was midnight, wasn't an abandoned, well, you know, an abandoned as is no one was around, parking lot. The copper doesn't know that this guy hasn't got permission from the priest, the pastor of the church, so the copper's just following what she's pulled up on. He's a strange man in a parking lot, acting weird, or doing something weird, and he comes up to her, maybe no warning, probably startles her. She gives him an order to step back, he gets mouthy, and that's probably where we start off the video. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't get mouthy, but more likely these frauditors and these people that have been inconvenienced by the police automatically have hostile feelings towards the coppers to start with. At the end of the day, the policeman's just doing his job, or her job. Let me know what you think, give me your comments down below.
And I do it very good.
And you're a long haul trucker?
I am. Yeah, I'm actually on my way now from northern Wisconsin.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of Texas right now. I'm in the middle of nowhere. So
I'll be there probably next week.
In this area, but I'm heading over to another place. But so let me now. So just because I got you back online here with the folks, so you were in the parking lot, seen it. You went over there to get your trailer, and then you look over the lot. So you walk over to her. Is that what happened?
And obviously, she was writing the information down, like what I know what she was doing. That's what they do.
Right.
So she was writing the information down. So
she was taking the information on the trailer in the church parking lot, and then she tried to say later there's a high crime, a lot of robberies going on. So you go over to address her because she's right by your trailer, and
Right.
You haven't done anything wrong. So you go walking over to her. Is that when she blasts the light in your face?
Yeah, when I'm walking up, she turns on a spotlight. So naturally, I pull away, like I turn away, lift my arms up, go. You know what I mean? Whatever. And then walk up to her car. Well, as I'm walking up to her car, I get close enough that I can hear her unsnap her pistol, take the safety latch, whatever it is, on her holster off of her pistol.
So you kind of skipped a step though, because she gets out of her car first, right? She.
Well, no, she was never even out of her car.
Okay.
She was in her car.
Okay.
So I'm walking over, and I'm just, there's reference, I'm that close. She's sitting in her car, she didn't get out of her car, she wasn't, no, none of that. And I walked up and I said, "Good evening, my name's Tommy," and I heard her unlatch it, and I stopped. I said, "Did you just unsecure your firearm?" And that's what she said, "Get the fuck away from my car." And I said, "Whoa, did you just unsecure your firearm?" And then she said, "Get the fuck to the front of the car." So I took a step back. That's when she opened the door, and that's when she got out. If you pay attention on the video, there's a brief second, couple seconds after she gets out, that it calms down for a second. And if you watch her right hand, she sticks it down and re-secures her firearm.
Right, I saw that at the beginning.
Re-secured it.
Because people were asking what happened before this.
Now, I should ask you fine people, just imagine yourself in that situation. What would anybody do in that situation if you were that female copper? With the climate being as it is in America, the easiness of getting a firearm, I mean, we don't have that problem in the UK, so It's not as easy as nipping down to your local Asda, which is Walmart in America, get a pint of milk, a loaf of bread and a Glock. There, I believe it's quite easy to do so. So guns are a real threat. And if you're at midnight in the middle of a parking lot and you're checking out some suspicious activity, undoing the clasp on your firearm so you can get it easy if the person approaching you happens to be some psychopath weirdo, or someone tripped up on drugs, or tripping out on LSD, or had a high crack ball, or basically just a psychopath. To be prepared in case there is trouble. There is nothing wrong with that, especially in a high-risk job that these police officers often have to face on a daily basis. I mean, what would you do? Let me know. Because personally, I don't blame her at all.
And you know, all the cop suckers are always like, well, what happened before that?
Yeah, I know. That's all that happened. And so since they won't, so when I asked them for the dash camera video, they told me they didn't do the body cams until the following month is when they were started, some bullshit. So I got the video, I got the dash camera. The next day, the very next morning, I went and filed a complaint, filed a request for the dash cam and a body cam. Well, the dash cam that they gave me, they didn't start the dash cam until after she's getting out of the car. So the same footage that I have is the footage they have.
Oh, so they just matched your footage that you had on Facebook.
Yeah, I guess that's how that's where they judge theirs. Because they know she was wrong, because they watched the video. They know it was completely wrong. So
she lost her shit, dude. She lost her shit.
So when I first called, when I got the disc of their dash cam video, and I said, no. I said, her police report starts from the time she pulls in. That's where I need the video to start from. And then they tried to tell me, well, the video, the dash camera, a lot of times it doesn't click on until they turn their blue lights on. I said, oh, okay, well, that's cool. She never turned her blue lights on, so how do you have dash video?
All right, hold on one second, Tommy. Let me give these guys a recap real quick. Okay, I'm on the phone with Tommy Weber. He's out of Red Bank, Tennessee, and what we're looking for is the cop's name who unlawfully detained him, because they won't tell him the cop's name. So Tommy has his trailer parked in a church parking lot. He's with his friend or his girlfriend, and they're going back to the trailer after they were doing whatever they're doing that night. And when he gets to the parking lot, there's a cop pulls in. And so Tommy walks up to the cop to see what she wants. She flips out, puts a light in his face, puts a gun in his face. So then Tommy de-escalates the situation. They step back. And then what happens next? Because we didn't see you de-escalate her.
I reject your reality and I substitute my own.
We know that the gun went back into her holster, and then it opens up with you talking to her and telling her, hey, you know what? Like, you pulling that gun on me was a little bit too much, and then she tells you to shut the fuck up.
Well, so when she steps out of the car, she tells me immediately, soon as she got out of the car, she said, shut the fuck up. I said, huh? I said, you can't talk to me like that. She said, I can talk to you however I want. I said, no, the fuck you can't. Like, I don't know what, like, this, it's not that kind of party. So we proceed, I de-escalated, let her know, listen, I'm just down here to let you know this is my trailer. I'm just trying to let you know what's going on here. Well, it's a whole bunch of shut the fuck up. And then, like, you know, you guys see the video, it just keeps escalating.
Right.
So then, for absolutely no reason at all, she hears the sirens coming is what it is. She hears her, you know, the boys in blue coming up, and they're close. So she gets a little frisky, and that's when she gets on the radio and says, step it up, like I'm a threat, like I'm doing something.
Right.
And then she proceeds to pull her pistol point blank range and aim it at my chest.
Well, yay, the new Yeti X finally arrived this morning, and I'm back on recording. Now, we only have what the guy has to say by his own mouth what happened before the camera was turned on. But the fact is, she asked you, Sunshine, about 5 times to put your hands on the hood of the car. A lawful order, especially in a situation that you're in. You can understand she's a woman, you're a big fella, and you're acting aggressively. That's why she pulled the fucking gun out, because you were starting to be aggressive, because she was a small woman. Why is it most of these auditors seem to become, the women cops, get aggressive with them, or get aggressive with the big cops, but they won't get aggressive with big fucking gorilla-sized police officers? Arnold Schwarzenegger, The Rock, that sort of size. The only thing they do is that they whimper under the voice going, "Oh yeah, you must be taking steroids." It's pathetic.
Oh yeah, and Tommy, the third-party observer that I am, I spent 8 hours on your video cutting it together, and what I observed is when you told her you put a gun out on me and that was uncalled for, she said, "I could pull my gun out when I want."
That's exactly what she said.
Right. She can put her gun in your face anytime she wants, and she says she was scared. You walked up on her. You walked up on her. Did you ever, in any way at all whatsoever, step aggressively? Did you look aggressive? Did you do anything at all that she would say that you stepped up to her car door?
Never an aggressive move. Not a single one. Again, that's why they cut the videos where it was. That's why they didn't show the previous spot. That's why they didn't show her flipping on her spotlight. Because remember, I didn't sneak up on her if she seen me and turned her spotlight on. And then confirms that she sees me by proceeding to tell her partners that when she turned her light on, I turned into the wacky flaily arm guy.
Fucking hell. This is what I mean. Auditors are completely oblivious to the world that they live in. They want to live in their own little fucking headspace. You still don't realise that you went up to a woman, regardless of whether she's a police officer or not, in a deserted car lot at midnight, and you act aggressive towards her. What would you do if the same thing happened to you? You were in a parking lot and someone walked over to you and decided acting aggressively. What would you do? I don't mean aggressive as in physical, but you're aggressive as lowering over her, raising your voice. So the climate that you're living in America now, everyone's got a gun. Everyone can kill each other willy-nilly. And you think it's perfectly not acceptable for her to be ready to defend herself. I'll say it again, they've got a really hard job, as far as what I can see from an outside perspective. Right? The lives are in danger every fucking day to keep you lot safe. On top of that, they have to pay tax money, because I very much doubt any of you actually have done a hard day's work in your entire lives.
Listen, I've seen thousands of cop videos. You were the only time you showed any kind of dander was when you said you shouldn't have put your gun in my face either. That was so uncalled for. And then she turns into like this authoritarian Godzilla. I'll pull my gun out whenever I want. Like, it was insane to watch, dude. It was insane. And then when you redressed her, that's when she put her gun in your face for just redressing her and telling her, you shouldn't have put your gun in my face. And then when she hears the cops coming, she says, step it up, as though you're some sort of threat. Let me ask you a question. Did you have any inclination?
Parked from coming off my run.
So you
it was a Friday night.
You weren't out drinking or anything. You were going to get the trailer for your truck. And you had been on an 11-hour shift. You were just going to get your truck so that you could move on and go to bed.
I had just come off the road and unhooked my trailer so that I could go to bed, so that I could drive the 3 doors up and go to bed. I had just got off work. Just got off work. 11 hours. And actually, it's 11 hours of driving. I was on shift for 14 hours. I worked 14-hour days.
Wow. A hard-working
Of
American
a
man.
14-hour day.
A hard-working American, and as soon as you go park your trailer, you then have to get a cop that puts her gun in your face for just simply walking into the church parking lot? Is that right?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So this broadcast right here, this is an attempt to find out who that piggy is. The piggy on the video who unlawfully detained him. So then here's the worst part that I watched, and I'm not judging you.
First of all, I'd like to admit a mistake. I was wrong. This guy who reported it is a truck driver, so he does work. From my last comment. Second of all, Chillie, you said you spent 8 hours editing his video. The video's not that long, and you've edited it. And no doubt you have edited it to facilitate your version of events, to make it look like the cop's bad. When I very much doubt she was. Now, calling for the cop's name, wanting to know the cop's name, why do you want to know it, Chillie? So you can do a harassment campaign against her? In fact, you've gone off the edge of the reservation. You are a few cans short of a six-pack. You are a dribbling mess. You are a poisonous dwarf. And that, in my opinion, is an apt description of what you are. Your personality. You pretend to be kind to people only so you can use them at a late stage. You have no empathy. You pretend to cry. You hire actresses to pretend to be your ex-girlfriend, which I found was really funny. And then pretend to cry on stream. Yeah, mate, a little tip for you. Use some Vicks Vapor Rub, right? Just underneath your eyelids. Just rub a bit there, and the vapor will help you cry. That's what actors use. Little fucking money-saving tip for you there, mate. What a clown you are. Fucking umpa-lumpa wannabe.
6 tyrants standing around me with firearms.
So
I'm coming off 14 hours of sleep, or 14 hours of work, exhausted. They've already had one pulled gun on me. I'm scared for my life.
So the reason Tommy, if you guys get it cut out a second ago, Tommy said the reason why he was apologizing was because he was afraid and he was being tortured. How bad did the cuffs hurt? Were the cuffs on painful? Did the cuffs hurt your wrists?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, they put them on as tight as they could. So the officer's name, the woman officer, her name is Officer Daniels.
Officer Daniels is the Red Bank, Tennessee cop who flipped the fludge out on you. Is that correct?
That is the woman. That is the officer that pulled the gun on me. They won't give me, because as soon as the other cop pulled up, and I'm like, hey man, relax, it's not that serious. And he gets out the car and says, shut the fuck up. And I'm like, damn, man. And then he comes up and tries to throw me on the hood. And I said, immediately, I do not consent to any searches or seizures of my personal property. Immediately, I said that. And he proceeded to detain me illegally for no reason. And then search my persons. Did not pat me down. Did not legally pat me down just to make sure I wasn't armed. He proceeded to go into my pockets and pull my wallet out and illegally identify me.
That's right.
They won't give me his name.
That's right. And you know, Tommy, I hear you when the other tyrant comes running up and they surround you and they grab you and they put you in the, and by the way, Tommy said they put the torture cuffs on him as tight as they could. His wrists hurt from the torture cuffs. And then the cop who's attacking him and putting him in torture cuffs is screaming. And Tommy says, hey, what are you screaming about? And the cop says, you're not listening. What weren't you listening to?
Sure.
Yo. sorry guys, I'm in the middle of nowhere in Texas. I'm gonna give him a call back right now because I will finish this story. I'm sorry, it's gonna cut in and out. It's gonna be a little choppy. I think the actual finished video is gonna be a lot better than the live. But let me see if I can get Tommy back on. Her name's Officer Daniels, and then he doesn't have the name. They won't release the name to him.
Thing is, Chillie, what's wrong? Can you not get a good grift off of this yet? The simple answer to you having a bad signal is not to do streaming while you're driving. Okay, now I'm no regard for anybody else's safety at all. Just another bit of proof that you're just an egotistical, narcissistic sociopath. Fuck's sake, man. You know, people, I don't understand why he can't see the writing on the wall. And he keeps on grifting and I mean, what do you lot think? Do you think how long, please put in the comments, how long do you think Chillie has got before either A, he self-destructs and really has a massive meltdown, or B, just whimpers off into the darkness, never to be seen again, or probably sticking to Rumble. Every time anybody brings up the plans that he had, the Terry versus Ohio, everybody else's cases that he's just grifted and left, he immediately dismisses it, or he forgets. What happened to the history lessons, the fitness programs, the warehouse, the studio, all these things that you say, Chillie, whatever happened to the money that you got for the lawyer and then mysteriously went to Colombia? I tried pulling you up about this several times on your live stream, and what did I get? Blocked. Did a second count, blocked again, blocked. I must have asked you about 12 times in the chat and just got consistently fucking blocked. So either your moderators are taking a cut from it, or they're too dumb to care. They just want to be voting and voting. They want to be right for their side. You know, it's our side, we're right, you're wrong. Like a bunch of kids on the school fucking playground. That's all it seems to be now. The thing is, Americans live in a fairly safe society. Relatively safe. Right? And for that, we have to have the police. Some of them are arseholes, most are not. But because you get told what to do and you don't like that, you start throwing a hissy fit. I've had cuffs slapped on me, I think once when I was younger. The rest of the time, honestly, they couldn't fit the cuffs on me. But me being as big as I am, you know, I was nice with them, they were fine about it. So we need the police, and you especially, Chillie, need the police, because every time you get into trouble, it's help. Sound like George Formby in an old black and white movie. Mother, gangway, mother. You little chicken shit, man.
Tommy, I'm in the middle of Texas, guys. So I'm in the, okay. Tommy, sorry about that. Both my live cut out and my phone dropped the call because I'm out here and
Took my statement. I'll read it to you. Bear with me, I'm driving. So this is a complaint. It was taken by Valerie Cowell, Cowell. She made a statement. And this sort of at the bottom. So So pulled a gun on me for no reason. Oh, she skipped the whole part. She pulled a gun on me for no reason on private property. She was screaming and yelling.
You know what's
She
really,
stated.
you know what's really funny, Tommy?
What's that?
When the sergeant got there, when the supervisor got there, he was talking to your friend to Tanya, and she was like, "Hey, we just want to go home and go to bed." And the supervisor says to her, "Well, let me talk to her and have her finish her investigation." What he was saying was, "Let me see if she wants to arrest him." Did you know that?
I apologise for the really crap Chillie Decastro's super duper fucking internet and the blottiness of the thing. The thing is, did you notice that this Tommy guy says, "Hang on a minute, I'll read it to you. Bear with me, I'm driving." Yet, if these people get pulled over, they start whining and complaining because they haven't done anything wrong. Christ, you're driving a huge truck. There's no doubt you're on your job. And you're reading something while driving this huge truck. It only takes a fucking second to lapse of concentration before you could plough into a family car and completely crush it. Or overturn, or jackknife. Especially, this time of year. I don't get why they can't see what they're doing is wrong. And then you've got Chillie now, when the cop has obviously said one thing, now Chillie's leading and changing the narrative and changing what she says. Did you know she says, well, let her finish her engagement, but what she really meant? No, Chillie, you're fucking guessing, because you guess at everything, because you're a brain donor.
Yes.
So okay. So you file a complaint, and how long ago did you file that complaint?
How long ago?
Yeah.
October 14th.
Okay, and what's happened since you filed that complaint?
So since I filed a complaint, I received the police report. I received a copy of their edited version of the dash cam. I received a phone call from the sergeant that is leading the investigation.
Leading the investigation? It's on video. What investigation needs to be made? We can all see a freaking video. I don't need you to help me investigate. I saw the video.
Exactly. So he was leading the investigation, and he said, "Hey, do you think, I know you drive a truck over the road, do you think you can come into the office for, a conversation, just to go over the investigation?" I said, "I'll shoot you a call when I'm around." Well, he calls me a week or two later, because he went on vacation, and he said, "Hey, I was just wondering if we can arrange for you to come in." And I said, "Man, I kind of feel like I need a lawyer. Should I bring a lawyer with me?" He said, immediately he started backpedaling, started stalling out. I said, "Well, it's not, it's just, we're just trying to find out what happened. You don't really need a lawyer."
When the cops say, "Come in and talk to us," you say no. You don't ever go in and have a sit down heart to heart with cops. Never, never, never. You don't do that unless you have your lawyer with you or you have someone with you that can help you. You do not go and have a powwow with the cops.
No, you just manufacture some some fake anger and really louder. I fucking hate them. Because that's all you do, Chillie. Every emotion you have, it's all fucking manufactured. Oh Christ. Okay now. Go on, keep that fake anger up, Chillie. What's next? Tears of joy and tears of sadness. Remember the Vicks. You sad little peck.
You don't do that. So Tommy did not do it. So super happy to hear that you didn't do that, Tommy. So that was 2 weeks ago, and so far nothing has happened. Has Daniels been suspended?
I don't believe anything has happened. I don't know. I haven't checked into it.
So the cop's name in Red Bank, Tennessee is Jackie Daniels, according to the information I have on the chat here. It's Daniels, Jackie Daniels. So now what do you want to do next? Do you want to, so if you want to sue, from what I know, you have to serve the city attorney with a letter of the intent to sue. Have you done that yet?
Not yet. I will be.
Okay, so it's only a paragraph. I want to let you guys know that I'm planning on suing you guys for the unlawful detainment on when you simply redressed her for pulling the gun. She flipped out and doubled down and then tripled down. And then after they pulled her to the side and calmed her down, they went and talked to her in a car. And then she comes back out and she says, it's all your fault. You caused all of this. Is that true?
That's absolutely correct.
So did you cause all of it? Were you the cause of any of that?
No, I was on private property that I was invited to and had permission to be on. She was illegally on the private property. So I do not believe I caused any of that. Yeah.
So all right, well let me point out something to the crowd. Okay. Now I'm not beating up Tommy. Obviously I've spent 8 hours working on his video. Listen, when you approach a cop, when you're walking up to a cop, your phone is on. You are recording, Texas. And so what I was saying was, when you are going to walk up and talk to a cop, your camera is running. Do not have any interaction without a cop without the camera running. And if a cop comes up to you, you should definitely pull your camera out of your pocket and start filming right away. Absolutely no delay. And Tommy, just so you know, that's the only critique I really have is you didn't get your phone out quick enough, but you handled that situation like a champion, dude. You handled it great.
And yeah, that's all fair, good and true. If you're getting pulled over, do that. But to go around harassing police officers, shouting in the face, trying to get a reaction for clicks, views and fucking cash, is only going to end up in one thing. It's going to end up with them revoking some of the rights to film police officers. All because of what these frauditors and people like CHILLIE Decastro are doing. That's what it's going to end up. They're doing more harm than good at the end of the day. And for God's sake, Tommy, do not take legal advice from this fucking poisonous little dwarf, or else you'll end up in the fucking torture cage. That's just ask Deborah. They might offer you some sort of grifting scam to try and get some money. That's just my opinion, of course.
You know, and when you're being tortured and there's 5 people around you and they're threatening to take you to jail, you know, you say things you don't mean because you're not really. And then when they got you out of the torture cuffs, Tommy, did the light come on and you were like, no, I've been wronged here? Is that what happened? Oh, I might have lost him. I did. Sorry, guys. I'm really in the middle of nowhere right now. I'm driving across the country like I do. And so let me see if I can get him back real quick. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm way out in Texas. So I'm just I'm in the middle of nowhere here in Texas. So I'm gonna try to I'll try to get Tommy back on in a minute, but I just wanted to let you guys know I'm really sorry. So, you know, anytime you action with a cop, anytime you see a cop coming into the Quickie Mart, anytime you see a cop in the grocery store, if you see a cop at the shoe store, if you see a cop and he passes you on the road, anytime you see a cop, the camera comes out. And I'm going to teach it in a class. I'm going to show you how the camera comes out of your pocket and you turn the camera on. The camera comes out. You never, ever interact with a pig without the camera. And listen, some of these guys are not pigs, right? Some of these guys are decent people. I almost have the audio from the ex-cop who I remember. You guys remember in Colombia, I broadcast and I said that that there was an ex-cop who's a good friend of mine, and he was telling me his stories. And then I told you guys how they do a drop and how all cops have some sort of drop material on them, whether that be guns, a drug, a knife, whatever they can have on them. So that audio is almost edited. I'm gonna edit it on the plane ride. I'm actually jumping on a plane. I'm going to my uncle's funeral. My uncle passed away. And so, been a tough morning. I spent a lot of time crying today, but you know, my uncle was one of the pillars in my life growing up, and he was an amazing man. And so I'm flying off right now. I'm leaving Texas and I'm flying over to go see my uncle.
Oh, and here we go. I've spent all the morning crying. No, you fucking didn't, Chillie. You know, if he has died, fair enough, that's a sad thing, right? But as for you caring about him, nah. Nah. One of your pillars in your life, this, that and the other. Don't believe a fucking word you say about anything anymore. No one does. And no one should. Because you've faked everything that many times, mate. Boy who cries wolf. Over and over again. That's why you keep moving. And just where are you getting the money from? To go backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. While you're over there, why don't you try auditing some police over there? Show some real balls. I don't know about you people, but I think he's just going over there to see, because you know his granddad was rich and he got jack shit because his granddad obviously saw what a useless piece of crap he was. So I wonder if he's going over there to try and borrow some fucking cash. Wouldn't surprise me in the slightest.
Who are it's fine. But you know, the work is not yet done, and we have got to fight. We've got to fight. This is a Terry stop, and so we can never stop. And you know, I've told you guys, and I'll tell you again, I've dedicated the rest of my life to this. I'm never gonna stop coming. So naysayers and haters, enjoy the rest of your life, because I'm never gonna stop. Spend the rest of your life trying to counter me, because I'm never going to stop until we get rid of Terry versus Ohio. They walked up to him.
I really don't know why you use this we never stop sort of shit, Chillie, because everything that you ever try and start, you stop. What happened to the TikTok people that you promised, you know, to never stop? Does your never stop mean you just put it on the back burner and leave it there for years until someone reminds you about it? Is that your version of don't stop? Stopping is starting something and not finishing it, which you do with everything. Once you've grifted and got what you can, you move on. And that's what you do. Like a little fucking virus cell, infecting everything that you go near. I've yet to see something that you've actually followed through with and finished. Even this thing with Debbie, you don't hear anything about that. And she might stick up for you because she might be, I don't know, passing money backwards and forwards in a little scam that you had going. Maybe. Apparently. Allegedly. What about suing these 350 people? You said you're not going to stop, you're going to get every single one of them. Whatever it is, $400 a time? Good luck with that one. That includes mine. You're a joke, Chillie. You're a joke. You've made your past up because your past was so meek and led to nothing. You've had no probably qualifications in life, so you make everything up, you make your past up. And now this is all you're doing now, you're making things up, you're trying to fake your way until you make it, and you're not gonna make it.
And said, I'm suspicious of you, put a light in his face, then stuck a gun in his face, and nothing has happened to Piggy Daniels. Nothing has happened to her. Nothing has happened. Absolutely nothing. And that, to me, is the biggest travesty of justice, that we don't have, at the very minimum, a third-party agency in charge of punishing the bad cops. The bad cops. So, I got a lump in my throat now. I've been crying it out all day, so this one, I'm not going to cry. This one, maybe when I get off, I'll cry it out. But, yeah, so this could happen to you. You know, you back the blue until it happens to you. You know, everybody's a great big, you know, we support our cops until they Terry stop you and put you in torture cuffs, and you just want to go home and go to bed after a 14-hour shift, and you can't because they got you in torture cuffs. And then you're saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Is it Peggy Daniels or Jackie Daniels? I don't know that pig's name. But I'll tell you, and then she comes out and doubles down and says, thank you, I appreciate it. I tell you, you know, I got a friend, one of my friends is here, it was in the room earlier, and I gave them a call earlier today after I've been crying all morning, and yeah, I've cried. I don't want to cry anymore, to be honest. My face hurts from too many tears, so I just want to pull it together. And tomorrow is the funeral, so, you know, I'm an emotional, fiery guy. I'm not sorry for it.
You, sir, are about as emotional as a fucking rock. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, but, I mean, I've grieved. And the last thing I want to do is phone people up and cry over the phone to them. Grieving's about solace. About getting those emotions out when someone close to you passes away. And to see that you weren't upset during the start of this, only until you mention it. Grief is not something that only comes along when you mention it, Chillie. It's something that's stuck there. And the fact that you're actually doing a live stream and getting angry shows that you have no emotion whatsoever. And people are starting in droves to see through this. And you know it, so you're turning it up to 11. Now by acting and this, that and the other, and to be honest, it is getting old. So you say not all pigs are bad, yet you judge a pig on one encounter, as you put it. You automatically make her a bad person because she was scared. What about when you're scared 24 hours a day? Because you have to look over your shoulder every 2 minutes. Because the people that you've ripped off and scammed, grifted upon, or fucking upset and ran off, one day they're going to come after you.
I've always been an emotional, fiery guy. It is what it is. So, but what we saw, and the thing is that I knew last night I had to drive across Texas today. I knew it. But when I got Tommy's video in my hands, I could not stop editing. I edited until 9 o'clock in the morning. I had been awake all night when the came out, and then I slept for like 4 or 5 hours, and I got up, and now I'm heading to the airport. Chevy, good to see you. Scrub, good to see you. Yeah, my Uncle Larry was, you know, and it's one thing when you lose a family member and they die, or the, you know, and that's one thing. But my uncle was a legitimate war hero. He saved 2 men's lives who would be dead today had he not been there in Vietnam. And that, to me, chokes me up every time. And then he never spoke about it. He never talked about it out loud. He never took credit. He never said, he never came off like he was a war hero. He had I think he had a PhD in engineering. I'm pretty sure that my uncle did have either he had a master's degree or he had a PhD in electronical. So this guy was just and then he had a wonderful family. He raised his kids, gave back to his sisters and contributed to their lives, and he was just a heck of a good guy. And his heart, the heart gave out in the end. And so, you know, but he had a lot of heart when he was alive, I'll tell you that. He had a lot of heart and a lot of spunk, and he was a great dude. I brought my ring. He gave me a ring that I'm not wearing because I didn't want to lose it. And so I got the ring in my bag, and I'm going to wear it to the funeral tomorrow. He hand-carved jewelry. He hand-carved stone. And he used a chisel and a polisher, and he made jewelry, and he gave away the jewelry to the family. He sold some online too, but he gave away a lot of that homemade jewelry. And you know, I can't read great big long paragraphs, you guys. You know, as you know, I got to make sure that I just keep my eyes on the road. And then, you know, it's so funny. I watched a video yesterday, and it showed a cop on his computer typing with two hands, looking at a computer as he drove down the road with his knee like that. There's Charlie. And so it's like, so a cop can drive down the road with two hands and type on a computer and use his knee, but I can't hold my phone up and look straight ahead and talk on the phone without 1,000 people telling me, you're gonna kill somebody, or you just don't want me to talk out loud. So, yeah. I'm gonna try to give Tommy a call back, but I only came back on because we were cutting in and out so bad. I'll tell you what, you know what I'll do? I'm gonna end this broadcast, and what I'll do is I'm gonna come back on when I'm sitting in the airport waiting for my flight. So I'll come back on in about maybe an hour or so. In about 1 hour, I'm gonna call Tommy back, and then I wanna talk to the Ironton people about Sam Cramblett. You know, people can say whatever they want about me and hack me and cut me down and say this and say that. I showed you folks in Ironton, you're living in absolute tyranny. Your government is corrupt to the core. Your cops are corrupt. Your mayor is all right. I'm going to cut this here so I don't keep cutting it out and bugging the hell out of you guys. Listen, I got nothing but love.
Let's just unpack what Chillie just said then. His uncle was a pillar of his life. He was close to his uncle. This, that, and the other. Yeah, he doesn't know what qualifications in what subject that his uncle had. He can't make up what his aunt was called, all his nieces and nephews. I mean, personally, if I'm talking about my sister or my aunt, you know, I call her by a name, and I call my cousins by the name. I'm sure every one of you does the same thing, but you notice Chillie doesn't. He doesn't mention them by name, but he'll happily say he's crying all day, and he'll try and sniffle a few tears while he's driving. And then he makes up it darts straight to a story about a copper driving with his knee, which obviously is probably a complete lie again. Everything about Chillie is false. His entire life is false. Like I've always said, he'll end up an old man dressed in dishevelled fucking clothes, pissing himself on a porch, stinking of piss and shit, while kids throw pebbles at him while he dribbles. That's the end of Chillie Decastro. The amount of fucking drugs he's taking, I expect it not to be too much in the near future. He ends up dribbling. The thing is, he could have made something, he could have actually done something positive, as long as he took the right channels and not the grifting, easy approach. But proper hard work, proper day's work would kill thee. Anyway, thank you all for watching. That's enough for Chillie today, I think. I hope you're all having a good holiday. I now have just received, about 5 minutes ago, the soundproofing, and I've got my replacement mic, so I'm going to try experimenting like I have done with the latter half of this video with different types of audio. Thank you all, take care, I'll see you in the next video, and remember, get a grip.